So next up is the Diego Costa stamp. Now, for those of you who may not know, last week in the Chelsea-Liverpool game, the cameras clearly showed Diego Costa stamping on Liverpool's Emre Can. But since then, he has resiliently defended his actions, saying they were innocent and said he didn't mean to do it. But he has suffered a 3-match ban. What do we make of it? I'm sure we've all seen the incident. Did we think 3 matches was enough?
He's such a nasty piece of work, Diego Costa. I really don't like him. Like, you could appreciate the fact that he's a good footballer, but that doesn't stop the fact that he's just a bit of a. I mean, like, he just. That's clearly a stamp. Like, it's like Suarez with the bite on Chiellini in the World Cup. I fell on his shoulder. Oh, it was a mistake. Just admit it. Just, oh, I lost it. I stamped on him. Sorry, I'll take my ban now. You know, don't make it worse by saying, oh, I'm really actually quite innocent. 3 matches is fine. If he does it again, 10.
Neve, did you see it?
I did, and like I was watching a lot of the replays where they do it really slow motion, and you can see where some fans are coming from, where like he's definitely looking at the ball, he's not looking at the ankle, all of this. But I think with things like the Suarez and other things in football, the FA do have to be consistent with how they sort of, you know, discipline these players and the stamp.
Do you think 3 matches was enough?
I think it, yeah.
Or do you think it was too much?
No, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I think middle ground, I mean, like, yeah, I'd say it was enough, but I think obviously if it happens again, he's got a reputation, and that's where you've got to leave your personality on the pitch.
I mean, personally, I disagree with Kyle. I absolutely love him as a player. I think he's a throwback. I love his aggression and his passion. And of course, anyone who's seen me play 5-a-side will probably, you know that's obviously what I'm going to think. But I think he's quality.
He looks like the dodgiest kebab shop owner in London. Like, I can't, it's him, like, I couldn't stand Suarez for a while. He's gone now. I'm not really bothered about that. It's just I can't stand him. And he definitely deserved the 3-match ban.
Now, I've got a quote from him here, which he told newspapers. He says, "The main thing is when I get home, I can go to sleep knowing that I've not done anything wrong. I never meant to do that, and it was not on purpose." I mean...
Well, he's got to say that, of course, isn't he? I mean...
But one other thing I want to come to is, this is another quote, and he says, and it comes on to what you said, "I want to be competitive, I want to run all over, I want to win. I can accept defeat, but I love to win and be competitive. It's my job and I love it. I train all week just to play for 90 minutes. I love playing games, and so during those 90 minutes, it's always 100%. Now, I feel like that is a very good characteristic to have, and I feel it's a characteristic that a lot of Premier League footballers don't have. And perhaps, do you think that's something that maybe English footballers are brought up sort of from a grassroots level not having, and perhaps that's why we're a bit naive when it comes to the international scene, because we haven't got this sort of resilient desire to win at all costs?
I think English football has traditionally, produced, hard players that are hard-working and all that. But I just think the game's getting soft, like loads of tackles that are very good challenges, they just go punished, maybe because like a leg's followed through. Like, there's no malice, it's just hard play, and I think that's how football should be.
And Neve, so do you think that having that desire just to say, I'm going to put it all out on the line, I'm going to give it 100% no matter what happens, do you think that's a good thing? Because I do.
I think it's a good thing, definitely. Just when it comes to incidents like these, that, like, obviously he's going to say something like that, but I think generally on the pitch you can see that in his play, that's definitely what he's trying to, like, and he definitely wants to win, and he just puts his whole self into it, and sometimes his whole self can be too much, like we've seen, but I don't think it's a bad rule to play by.
Exactly, like Kyle, you'd want a person like that in your United setup?
I think when you're paying someone £100,000 a week, you should do that. It should be their mentality. I think it's pretty standard, really. If they're on that much money, then why not think like that? It's what you're paid to do.
Exactly. I mean, it's a defence that a lot of Liverpool fans gave Suarez, and Newcastle fans gave Barton, and Man City fans gave Barton. There are these players that will put it all out on the line. They'll give 100%, 110%, and sometimes they just see red and that sort of sways over. But a lot of fans enjoy that person in their team.
Yeah, I mean, you want someone in the team who will, put themselves about, rather than someone who will just stand on the touchline doing nothing, like not getting stuck in, not getting involved in the game. And I think it's a very important characteristic that players want to win, and they should.
Don't get me wrong, I love the aggression. I think it's really, it makes for very, very entertaining football when things spill over. But I think the main thing that bugs me is the recurring theme between Suarez and Costa. It's that afterwards they don't have the it in them to own up. They can't say, oh, I was in the heat of the moment, I saw red, I did it. it's these half-assed excuses that they come up with afterwards that bug me. I think if you're going to get stuck in, great, it makes for very entertaining football, but at least afterwards come out and say, you know, sorry about that.
Yeah. But you can't take it away from his performance. I mean, he's scored 17 goals in 19 Premier League matches. He is clearly a world-class player, and he's one of the best in the Premier League, if not the best striker at the moment. So he has got that quality, and I guess he just had a moment of weakness.
Yeah. It happens, you know. You're out there huffing and puffing about. One thing can go wrong, and you're like, oh well, you know, you just lose it. It's very understandable.
I think as well, Costa obviously has a reputation for it, so the press will gang up on him a lot more than they would do for any other player. I think it's just a case of unfair treatment from the press.
Yeah. So lastly, do we believe him? Do we believe Costa when he says he was innocent? Yes or no, Dan?
Yes.
Do we believe in this?
No.
Carl?
No.